Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for joining me again in this journey we're taking together to get to know the Qatari culture throughout the pages of its literature. In today's book, we can find selected articles that speak about the Qatari heritage. So as we can see, the book is named Qatari Heritage. It is selected by the Council of Culture and Arts, and it was edited by the Section of Art here in Qatar. This book contains many topics that shed the light on the Qatari heritage and all its aspects, in order to protect the cultural heritage for generations over time. So what basically means is that this type of literature or this type of projects, what they look for is to conserve the heritage of Qatar that with new generations and with globalizations might get diversified, but also what they try to do is to conserve it as much as pure as it was, so people can know where they come from and what their families were doing a long time ago here in Qatar. Today's episode will shed the light on some of these bright aspects of the rich Qatari heritage through 5 articles of the book. In today's video, we will talk about 3 articles. So, the first one is called Popular Games in Qatar. It is written by Mohammed Said Lebloshi. So if you are Qatari, I'm sure you have played one of these games some time ago, probably. Each community has their own heritage, customs, and social traditions, and popular games are considered one of the ancient folk tradition of Gulf countries. Also, for example, in my region, we also consider some toys as part of the Mexican culture, for example. So we have specific toys that are made, for example, by wood, that are considered also part of our culture and of our tradition. And in these cases, we're going to talk about the games that were played by the boys in here in Qatar. To preserve this folklore from loss, Qatar and the Gulf states in general hold heritage festivals every year. So if you have ever been here in Doha or you live here in Qatar, you know that here we can find all along the year events and festivals which they are focused on the culture and on preserving this heritage. So I will mention some of the games which I already told you that probably if you are Qatari, you have played them. The first one, and this is mentioned in the article, is the Busayit Ay Au Meet. The game of the wolf, the Jack fishing, which is Jack Zaid Al Zamak, the game of Saturday, Sabt Saud, the game of Kork, Falina wa Al Matuwa, for example, the game of the bull before the cow, and also the game of the hats in the ring of the bell. Tak tak takia rin rin ya haras. For now, we choose to explain just one of the games, which is the game of the wolf. One player takes the role of a wolf, and then other players take the role of a mother, a sheep, and her sons. The sons have the name of fruits. The wolf asks for a name, and then it hits the hands of a sheep. If the wolf catches one of the sons, the son is dead. If he does not catch him, then the son returns to his mother and wins. The next article we will talk about is about the craft of sewing, which in Arabic is called al-bisht. The article is written by Masoud al-Sulaiti. The bisht is a men's clothing that is worn over the dress in daily life, events and holidays, and it comes in several colors such as white, black, gold, red, brown, and gray. It is also made by two types of fabric. So the first one is a light thin weight worn in summer, and the other one is a thick one worn in the winter, which is usually very heavy. The tailor usually uses some raw materials to make the bisht, which consists on many types of threads, such as bristle, cotton, and sari, as well as linen. As for the sewing tools, there are the needle, the hammer, the candle, and the fold. Each one of them has its own use and importance. The most famous types of bishts are the Kamt, Najafi, and Al-Burqa bisht. The finest types of strings are used in the manufacture of these bishts to satisfy all tastes. So when I mean that it's worn over the dress in daily life, I mean it's worn above the top. So you have probably seen it in some pictures about the men wearing this beautiful piece of dressing. The third article we will talk about, last but not least, it's about hunting birds by traditional methods. It is written by Khalid Masht Al-Ghanem, and it talks about this specific article that boys build with ropes to get birds. This hunting is also considered a popular game for children. The trap is a semicircle shaped piece made of sheep horns of 3 branches, and sometimes they use iron. As it's placed in places where seasonal birds come to visit and set up springs, this artifact, what it does is to trap the birds. This trap consists on the following parts: the razor, the tide, the wick, and the hoop. We can also find that this artifact, and we can see it here in the explanation of the article, it has sew tide, bread thread, and the bed. There are 3 types of, and we can find the explanation here in the article, there are 3 types of this artifact, or 3 types of this trap. One of it's called small trap, which is used to catch small birds. The medium trap, used for hunted medium-sized birds. And the big one, which was used for bigger birds here in Qatar. Thank you so much for joining us, and hope to see you very soon. Shukran jazilan.